Hi, my name is Mickey McGuire. This is Mickey McGuire Music. I also have Mickey McGuire Photo. I'm a professional photographer, singer-songwriter, musician. I play about 13 different instruments. But I'm doing a review today of the Yamaha FGX5. Now this is a hand-built guitar made in Japan. And the beauty of this guitar is, unlike their Chinese-made guitars that are made, in a big factory and they kick out hundreds of thousands of those guitars, these are very limited in supply because the time it takes to do them. And one luthier does the guitar from start to finish. It's amazing how much work they put into these guitars, and each one is assembled beautifully. I find the fit and finish is flawless on the guitar. There's a Sitka spruce top. It's a solid mahogany back and sides. There's open geared tuners in the back of the headstock. The fretboard is ebony. The bridge is ebony. The nut and saddle, I believe, are bone. They may be tusk. I think they're bone. I'll have to check on that actually. The guitar itself is beautifully dressed. All the frets are just perfect. The guitar sounds fantastic. It has the new Atmosphere pickup system in the guitar. Now I have the guitar turned off. I'm plugged in, or the pickup turned off. I'm plugged into a Fishman amplifier that's off the view here. But what I was going to say is this little ditty I was just playing, this is the beginning of a song that I wrote for my wife called We'll Spend the Day Together. And I'm going to turn up the volume now so that this can be heard through the Fishman Loudbox Mini. So you can hear now that there's some amplification here. The Atmosphere system has a piezo pickup underneath the saddle. It has a contact pickup on the surface of the guitar top. And it also has a microphone internally. Right now, this is set basically for microphone. I'm going to turn it all the way down to piezo so you can hear that, just comparing to what we did a minute ago. Okay, now the internal pickup was turned off completely. I'm going to turn this now to where it's a combination of all three. The piezo under the saddle, the surface pickup, and the microphone itself. So now that'll be a combination of the three. This is what this sounds like. really great sustain. What I found recording with this guitar was kind of a surprise. The vocals that I was singing on the track that we were recording a song on this guitar, and the microphone on the inside of the guitar picked up my voice. That's how sensitive that microphone is. Now, if you're playing just with that microphone, you know, I don't think it's going to be audible through the system right now, but maybe it will be, I don't know. I'll find probably a slight little echo on the vocals doing this. But I found recording in the studio, the equipment was sensitive enough that it picked up my voice. Now normally when I'm just playing on this and recording at this point, I have everything set about a quarter of the way up. So I'm using a little bit of the microphone inside, but not enough to pick up my voice. It gives me a good enough sound from the contact pickup and the piezo underneath the saddle that I'm getting a pretty good sound out of it. But the microphone itself is not picking up my voice at that point. There's not enough energy going to the microphone itself. So that was a good way of doing that for recording purposes. Live, the microphone is great. And really, I played about halfway live so that I'm getting a really good blend. And like I said, that sounds like this. I'll turn up the mic all the way again, and it really sounds like just the amplified guitar acoustically, as if you had a microphone in front of it playing in a studio or something like that. It's just the advantage when I turn this thing down, so I'm more piezo like I am right now. It's picking up all three, but there's less energy going to the microphone, so I'm not picking up the microphone like I am the other two. And that's the way it works. When you're on the piezo, basically you're just using the piezo when you're all the way back. When you're about a quarter, you're getting some of it off the surface of the guitar, some of the piezo. The farther you go up, the more you get the blend. At about halfway up, you're getting all three. Beyond that point, it starts to bring more energy to the microphone and less to the other two, and about 3/4 it's just nothing but the microphone, from my understanding of the way this works. And the way it sounds, I can hear the difference. Now, one of the things I want to say about the guitar itself is the strings are wide enough, far enough apart, I should say, that you can get pretty good finger picking action on this. Now, I may want to turn up the volume a little bit more, but it's a little bit of a song that I wrote called "Wantin' Some Sunshine." And actually, all the songs that I wrote are available at Mickey McGuire Photo, MICKEYMAGUIRE photo.com. There's a link down the left side of the page for music. It takes you to everything we've been recording. We had about 2 albums worth of materials there. We're on SoundCloud as well. So you could hear "Wantin' Some Sunshine" and some of the other songs that I've been dabbling with here. The guitar itself is a fantastic choice for recording, for live entertainment and play. Right now they're selling like $1,750, something like that, on Sweetwater Music. I bought this one from Sweetwater. Like I said, they got a bunch of them at the beginning of the week, like 5 of them. Within 2 days, they basically had 3 left, and 2 more days they were out of stock. And they went to back order. When they got them back from being back ordered, they had the gloss finish on them. So I bought it just the right time, actually. And I'm very impressed with the guitar. I'm going to turn down the volume again. The guitar just has amazing resonance. What's nice is there's pretty good balance through all the strings. But it is a really great dreadnought guitar. And I'm probably not going to speculate too much about the difference in tone between this guitar and the one that is the FS, the smaller guitar size. The FS, like I said, it's about like a triple aught in size. And the thing is, it's not going to have as much low end as this, but it still has quite a bit. The body depth on this is really good. It's deeper than some of the other guitars I have. It's certainly deeper than the Martin OM that I've reviewed. I will be reviewing the Breedlove as well. I will say this is a really great guitar, and as dreadnoughts go, it's one of the best sounding dreadnoughts I've ever heard. The thing has an amazing amount of punch. Right now the tuning is going in and out just a little bit because of the temperature changing in here as it's warming up this room. Okay, so being an all solid wood instrument, it will change a little bit when temperatures change. Right now the sun is shining in my back door here. I have a sliding glass door to the side that you don't see. And actually there's not a lot of soundproofing in this room. What's great is I have a stone wall to the right of me where the fireplace is located. And I get some natural reverb in here. But when we record, we're very clear about recording with vocals. We're using an SM7B Shure microphone, which is a really great choice. And it picks up instruments pretty well too for things like ukuleles or guitars that don't have a pickup. So a lot went into the care of our recordings. And this guitar has been a major benefit in a lot of ways because it's such a fantastic guitar. I'm going to turn down the amplifier completely. So this is just natural acoustics right here. So what I want to say is when you're playing an acoustic guitar, a lot of times you'll hear people that play a lot. They'll do embellishments. They don't just play chords. A lot of times in between chords you'll hear people little things that they run up and down the neck in between chords that really make the music lively and a lot of fun. Of course, most people, when they're playing a D, they start playing, tapping little fingers, pull-offs, and hammers and things like that. And what's great about a guitar like this is all of those little embellishments come through very, very well because the balance across the strings is really good. And Yamaha took a lot of effort to make sure that everything is set up perfectly. It's a compensated saddle. They did a very good job. And if you know anything about the construction of guitars, you have to be very careful in the placement of the bridge so that the intonation is good on the guitar. And that's why you'll see saddles are usually at an angle. That's because on cheap guitars where they're just straight across, the intonation's terrible going up the neck. This guitar sounds really great up the neck. And I used to do a test. I'd pick up a guitar in a shop or something, and when I start to play around, this is a chord I've used in a couple of my songs in the past. But I got it first from John Denver, Eagle and the Hawk. And it goes something like this, actually. So you can tell when you go up and down the neck with bar chords. These are called movable chords, actually, because you can play them up and down the neck, and they should be in tune all the way. If you start going up the neck and suddenly your guitar doesn't sound right, then that's a sign that there's an intonation problem. Now, with an acoustic guitar, you're not going to adjust the intonation. It's done in the design of the guitar with the compensated bridge and the angle that the saddle sits in the bridge and all of those things. And you trust that a really good manufacturer is going to get it done right. Yamaha is meticulous about details. So that's why this guitar sounds the way it does, is assembled as beautifully as it is. And like I said, the guitar is flawless. I didn't find a scratch on it. The finish is great. It's a beautiful satin finish. The frets are perfect. Every seam, everything is perfect. I love the fact that they have a strap button on the heel of the neck, and on the back, where this cord is plugged in right now, that jack has an integrated, jack and strap button all together, but it didn't increase the size of the strap button. So you can stick a strap on there with no problem at all. Plug in a cord if you're going to play live and you're not going to mic the guitar. And it's easy to actually put the strap on it, so you're safe. This guitar's not going to end up hitting the floor because the strap doesn't stay on one of those thicker strap buttons that people put on there a lot of times when they have an integrated jack in the strap. This, I don't know how they did it so beautifully, but it is very, very slender, but a 1/4-inch jack goes right into it with no problem at all. It's fantastic. The one thing you'll notice about this guitar, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, on the headstock is the tuning fork logo, the 3 tuning forks crossing each other. That signifies that this is the guitar that is Yamaha, okay? On the truss rod cover here, it says since 1966. So in other words, this guitar has been basically produced out of designs for this type of guitar since 1966. So here you have it, Yamaha Red Label FGX5. Highly recommend this guitar. It's a fantastic instrument. It sounds amazing. This is Mickey McGuire from Mickey McGuire Music. Thanks for listening.